the Iron Couch. This was episode 7, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. What did you guys think overall? Overall impression?
I liked it. I've been enjoying the slower episodes with this one and the past one because I feel like the first 5 were just so much like this and this and this and this and this, and what I really like about the show isn't necessarily the action as much as the like political and family drama, so I liked that it kind of stuck back from the stuff going down thing for a little bit.
Agreed.
Give us some space to breathe.
I like that it makes me appreciate the bigger episodes more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if every episode was that climactic, it would be, I don't know, it would be weird.
It'd be
so
tedious.
you do need these sort of breathers in between, and this episode was more of a breather, but that doesn't mean that and like that's the thing, is this episode and the previous episode were both more tame, I guess, a little bit calmer than some of the other ones in the series, but that doesn't mean that stuff didn't happen.
Yeah, crazy stuff still happened.
It's still insane.
So let's get into it then.
We'll
talk about the crazy things. So before the episode even started.
First of all, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Everything in this is a spoiler, so
you
watch
have
the
not.
episode and come back to us if you haven't seen it yet.
So right before the episode, Taylor was like, let's take bets who thinks we're going to see the Hound. And you were like, yes.
And everybody
Everyone else was like,
and I was right.
I mean,
immediately.
honestly, like
Such instant gratification.
It was.
In my heart, I knew that he was going to be back, but I didn't want to say it, and I didn't want to get up too much hope because I didn't want it to be crushed.
I'm just
Because
like,
I love the Hound. He's one of my favorites.
yeah, it was cool. I was happy.
Yeah. I was like, I know that they were like reintroducing him and the changes that he's gone through.
I just want to see him
but yeah, I just
back
want
with people who matter because I don't really care
I just
about
want
the new
that
Septon.
classic Hound, you know?
I don't, but that's one thing. I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're ever going to see
I'm
the same
okay with
person.
that. I just want him to see people who I care about. Like, I want to see him meet... My dream is that he meets Sansa again because I'm one of those sick people who ships them really hard.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's a very popular ship.
She acknowledged it was sick though, so.
I mean, really the only thing that's gross about it is the age difference, which by Game of Thrones standards is really not all that bad, considering a lot of other couples are like, incest.
Yeah. You know.
So,
What's strange
What
things.
did you think?
I actually was kind of surprised at how it went down. I thought maybe about halfway through the episode, I was like, is this going to be like a whole Seven Samurai thing where like the Hound teaches these villagers how to fight and we don't even get Clegane Bowl until like next season or something? No, that's not what happened. Not at all.
I kind of hope we don't get Clegane Bowl, but only because I don't know how the Hound could beat the Mountain.
It could, I mean.
Like, it could happen, but I just don't want him to die.
I don't want another smashed head incident.
No.
I feel like if the Mountain's gonna die, that's how he's gonna
poetic
die.
justice.
I think
the George R. R. Martin's not one for poetic justice, really.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is my theory, and I'm gonna like just completely stand by it. I don't think that the High Sparrow, the Seven Gods champion or whatever you want to call it, that's going to face. Yeah, champion of faith. There we go. That is what I was looking for. I do not think that it's going to be the Hound. I know a lot of people think that that's going to happen. I think it's going to be Tommen, and I kind of stick to that. And I could be completely off base here, but I think that him kind of becoming a holy king in the last episode is leading to that happening. And I think that while the Mountain might die from the Hound, I don't think it's going to be how people think it's going to be. That is my piece.
No, I like that theory a lot.
Because
It's going to be interesting to see like Tommen talked into doing it.
I don't think he's
he's
gonna do it.
I think he
I
would.
really think he won't, because I don't think there's, like, no one wins anything by Tommen dying in this. The High Sparrow doesn't win anything.
Like right now he has what he wants, which is the king under his
But
control.
the High Sparrow does win. Like, that's the thing. Is like, either way he wins. He either kills Tommen and devastates Cersei, or Cersei's imprisoned. Like, either way, it's a fixed situation.
And for Cersei, it's just devastating because she just can't, like...
She can't win. She's either going to be killed or her son is going to die.
Even if her son dies,
and it tests...
you can't even argue it's
I don't know, if they do that, I'm going to be kind of pissed because it seems really contrived to me.
I think it's pretty cool. I think that it would test how selfish she is. It would be a way of the High Sparrow sneakily being like, no, I am evil and this is how evil I am.
Everyone knows that already. We don't need him saying it.
I really like it.
I fucking hate the Oops, sorry. I hate the High Sparrow. He's terrible. And actually, I think we can transition now because we're just kind of talking about King's Landing stuff. Oh my god, that talk he had with Marjorie was the most awkward.
Well, Marjorie's obviously BSing.
Oh, she's totally BSing.
She is.
She's playing the game like a
and
champ.
you kind of see that, especially when she slips the picture to Olenna and tells her that she needs to leave. Because you can tell, like, she's one of those Marjorie talks with her eyes. She's given the signals, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Tommen's got the...
So, I have a theory.
Ooh, okay.
And I said this earlier. I think that the High Sparrow is doing all of this, everything he's done in the past couple seasons, because he is just infatuated with
Olenna.
This has all been a big ploy to get the grandma.
I mean, for like probably 80 years old, she's pretty smoking.
She's feisty.
She's feisty too.
Yeah.
I want to be her when I'm an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a baby.
Speaking
Andrew
of
off camera.
Andrew off camera. Yeah,
she was younger.
She really gave it to Cersei.
She did.
It was very satisfying. Basically, like I found when I was reading the books, like anytime the Tyrells smack down Cersei, it's just really satisfying to me because Jess and I both, we really like House Tyrell.
That's kind of our house.
Kind of our house. So anytime they do something great, it's like, yes.
Oh. Okay. So this is like a shared tinfoil hat moment for Thomas and I because it's his idea, but I'm really hopping on board.
It's not my idea.
Well, it's not his idea, but he's been talking about it like nonstop the whole time. So Cersei's like super unsuccessful this season. Like everything she's trying, she's just failing at.
And Olenna shoves it in her face too.
Yeah. Well, every time she tries to talk to someone, she's like, "We have to do this," and
You're
everyone's
like,
no. So I think
disrespect.
that the Mad Queen thing is going to happen.
We've mentioned in the show before. We said to look it up. We're not going to explain it all because it's really
and
deep.
it's
kind of self-explanatory
There's
too.
quite a bit to it.
But I think she's just gonna feel so down, and especially if she does lose Tommen, like she has nothing else, so she's gonna just.
I think it's going to happen. She's going to lose Tommen. We're set up to know that. You know what I mean? Like we know that it's coming with the prophecy. It's been right. There's a lot of weird mystic things in the Game of Thrones universe. It's gonna happen.
I just hope it has some like dramatic irony sort of thing where she does a thing that she thinks is going to help Tommen and then it ends up being what gets Tommen killed and that's what just sets her off. And
see, and to me,
this is my first time wearing this and it's kind of funny.
It is. But
it looks great on you.
The hat.
See, but I think like that's to me what would make that the sort of trial by combat so cool is because it is a dramatic irony. It's like either way, like she thought that she had the upper hand and she doesn't.
It just seems like such a weird thing to pick Tommen who can't fight.
And I would note, Jaime is gone now. He is out of King's Landing. If we see Tommen leave King's Landing, she has nothing left there.
No.
I think you could just about call it then. So we'll see what happens in the coming up episodes.
Yeah, I just realized. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying it's like that's.
You got the tinfoil hat. It's like the conch.
No, finish your thought. Okay.
All I was gonna say is like Olenna, just like her bash of Cersei, just really reminded her of that. I think it's setting it in motion. You know, everyone hates her.
Cersei's power lied in her hair, and it is gone now. And so she's like trying to do all the stuff that she normally would have done. None of it's working. It's because her hair's gone.
That's
I know.
Cersei,
I can tell you guys really agree with me.
Westeros, yeah.
It's symbolic.
Yep. So,
who knows?
Who knows?
But speaking, you mentioned Jaime, how he got kind of bucked out of King's Landing by Tommen being looking brat. So we should probably move on to that unless anyone has anything more to say about.
I think the walk to River Run seems like the next step.
Yeah. So, Jaime and Bronn. Bronn's back.
Bronn's back!
Which is always fun because he's a fun character.
Yeah, he's a real fun guy.
They were gonna go relive their Dorne vacation, but they went the complete wrong direction. Got really lost.
A little swampier.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty interested to see this because I know a lot of people were, like, book readers were really, like, irritated that Jamie didn't get his Riverlands storyline, and a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to get it, and now it looks like he is, and I'm not going to lie, it's not my favorite part of the books, but basically anything after Storm of Swords is not my favorite part of the books. But honestly, with Bronn back in the show, that makes it a little bit better, because Bronn was one of the least painful things in Dorne, and Riverlands is infinitely better than Dorne.
I was just thinking of whenever Bronn is in the prison and just like the famous Sand Snake quote that we like, but I can't say it on camera
Because it's gross.
Because it's gross.
It's gross.
Because you're just talking about him being the most interesting part. I'm like, I guess that was interesting. No, but he was. I agree though.
I like seeing Jamie as a military commander more than I like seeing him as Cersei's lapdog, which is kind of what he's been the past couple episodes.
One thing to keep in note, I don't think this is. I don't even think I need that. I don't think this is necessarily about Jamie going to Riverrun to do Riverrun. That thing, that's been over for a while. The whole War of the Five Kings.
Well, Brienne's heading towards Riverrun.
Right. This is about him. Something is going to happen to him while he's up there. We don't really know. Like, even if you've read the books, you don't really know exactly what's going to happen yet. But something is going to happen.
Yeah.
I just found all of those scenes very boring.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, I know that something cool could happen there, but this episode I was just like, okay.
I just really like whenever I get a chance to look at Jamie in Lannister armor, because it looks nice, and he looks nice.
I'm kind of concerned because to me, this scene is actually incredibly interesting because it seems like it's the start of the transition of Game of Thrones having, in every battle, like, we know who we want to win. You know what I mean? Like, there's always an enemy.
True.
And this one, it's like, the Tullys are good guys.
Yeah.
But
they're
do
boring.
you want Jamie to die? Yeah, like...
Yeah, the Freys are bad guys.
And yeah, so it's like, but the Lannisters, like, and why the Lannisters kind of have a bad guy rep too, everybody kind of loves them. Like, I don't think that people necessarily want to see them fall that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, some people do, but they're wrong.
But it's an interesting thing because this seems like one of the first fights where it's like, I don't know who's gonna walk out of this.
I mean, it's
don't know
definitely,
who
I
want
think, the
to win.
first, like, large-scale one, because the only other fight I can think of in the show where I really, really didn't know who I wanted to win was the fight with Brienne and the Hound.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
in
that was
terms
the
of,
one,
like,
too.
you know, actual, like, big fights, not just individual people fights, this is kind of the first one. I mean, I know who I want to win because I think the Tullys are flops and boring, but
at the same time, if the Tullys lose, it means bigger consequences for the North. And
Sansa.
And Sansa. Yeah, it's like, so...
So you should feel conflicted.
not that conflicted, honestly. She'll be fine. They have a giant.
That's true. They do have 1-1. I don't. For me, I think
And
it's
62 men.
and 62 men.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to
Yes.
that next.
In fact, yeah, that should be our next thing. Kind of.
Oh, we do have one moment from the Riverland scene that was extremely satisfying to all of us was when one of the Freys is giving Jamie some lip, and Jamie, you know, just backhands him, not with his
Gold
real
hand.
hand, but with the solid gold hand. And I've honestly, like, since the moment he got that hand, I was like, who's it gonna be that gets backhanded with it? And it finally happened tonight, and I was way more satisfied than I should have been.
It was like such a good like whomp too.
Yeah.
You know what
It was
I
a
mean?
very satisfying sound.
The
Yeah.
Freys are so weird. I just want to throw that out there. Like, the Freys are so weird. Okay. Northern campaign with Jon and Sansa. So, Jon and Sansa and Davos are up in the north trying to get people on their side, and it's going, like, not really that well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of, like, little tiny mean queen?
She was so
she was
perfect.
pretty cool.
She was. I love that though. Little tiny mean queen.
I just
That's
came up with that.
perfect.
It took no thought.
The other
Andrew,
nickname that we have for her, because Andrew has his
Arcane Rickon.
Arcane Rickon thing,
Very.
is that's the new queen for Rickon, I think.
Yeah.
Arcane Rickon's
I
queen.
mean, Rickon's gonna die before this season's
She-
over.
she
Arcane
has,
so-
Rickon's
like-
little tiny mean queen.
She has about 4,000 times more personality than Rickon. But it's okay.
She has about 4 times more personality than like half of the characters in the show.
Yeah. I
Kids go
mean,
places.
if I foresaw Rickon living past this season, I would say yes. But I agree with Taylor. I really don't see him lasting.
He's gonna take an arrow to the knee, calling
But
it
that's not
now.
what we're talking about though.
In the episode, when she finally agrees to help them out after Davos convinces her, they're like, how many men can you give us? And I jokingly, I'm like, 4. Because like I thought, obviously she's gonna be like 5,000, something crazy.
Yeah.
And she's like 62. And it's not that much better. So
yeah, but apparently they each fight with the strength of 10 men, so that's 620.
So like the same as like chimps.
Yeah, basically.
I have a new theory.
Oh man.
Everyone on Bear Island is a great ape.
Bear Island then.
Maybe there's a lot of bears too, but they're just around.
So far, Emily's theories are Cersei's power comes from her hair, and everybody on Bear Island is a
great
chip.
ape.
No, it's
Or
a great ape.
That's right.
Orangutans and gorillas.
Both
are-
seem logical.
Island of the apes.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
And then it did not go so well.
With the
at-
Glovers.
No,
Yeah.
the Glovers are just like, That's okay. Is it weird that whenever I hear the Glovers, I just think of like Crispin or Danny?
Or Donald.
I was
Or
thinking of
Donald, yeah. Oh, which is actually my favorite out of all the Glovers, but my mind immediately goes to creepy or too old for this shit. So
I think Sansa was trying to have like a Davos moment where she's like, Davos did it. I'm gonna try to. And then she like tried to talk to that guy, and he was like, no.
I mean, I kind of don't blame them because their house got pretty wrecked by
Yeah.
King Rob doing his stupid King Rob stuff.
I hated Rob.
Fun fact, Robb Stark is my least favorite character in the entirety of Game of Thrones. Yes, I hate Robb more than the Mountain. I hate Robb more than Ramsay. I hate Robb more than any single character in the entire series.
you know, for me, I don't hate Rob, but
He's a big dummy.
yeah, he was dumb and he was selfish. He is responsible for a largely the fall of his house, you know. And what's
Couldn't
one thing
keep
that
it in his
I didn't even think of until like they said it, but it's completely true. Is like they're walking around trying to get troops for the Starks. Sansa's a Bolton, Jon's a Snow. Like,
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
You know,
when they
and
said that,
because-
I was like, ew.
like obviously I constantly think Jon's a Snow. He doesn't have a Stark name, but Sansa, you always think Sansa Stark, but technically she's not. So
And like
it's-
they said before, a Lannister.
yeah.
I don't know why they're not just like, but Rickon's in captivity, so we should probably rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
They did say that.
They did.
They did
Yeah,
mention it, but it wasn't like.
Arcane Rickon.
Our King Rickon, he's yeah.
Hail
Did we
Rickon.
tell you why Andrew's not in this video?
No, we didn't.
He,
Incredibly sunburned.
he went to Colorado.
He looks about like 3 steps away from the Hound right now in his face.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's so bad. So we just wanted to spare you guys.
Yeah.
It's like a lobster man.
We're keeping you
But,
Stannis.
okay, so
red face.
what do you guys think? Who do you think Sansa was writing the letter to?
Good
Oh.
question.
100% Littlefinger.
Yeah, after her brother kind of shot her down and was like, nope, we're just gonna fight. We're just gonna fight with these people. And she looks around, she's like, oh god, we're screwed.
Yeah.
She writes a little letter.
I think we talked about this a little bit before. I think we're all kind of on the same page. Now, do you think she's going to regret that decision?
Yes.
I think it
I hope she's
depends.
gonna outplay Littlefinger so she doesn't have to regret it.
I think what it comes down to is not so much will she regret the decision, but is Littlefinger actually going to help or not? You know, like it's really
They're
hard
totally
to.
gonna have like a Riders of Rohan moment. I'm calling it right now. In the Battle for Winterfell, Jon's guys, the Wildlings are gonna be like totally like pooched, and then the Riders from the Vale are gonna come in. I'm calling it right now. And
It's
I'll be
just-
okay with that because that means that it was Sansa who actually secured the victory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And I like her a lot more
I
than
changed
Jon.
my mind a little bit too because I was thinking, oh, but Baelish is the one who sent her there knowing the Lannisters, but he didn't know at the time. The
The
Lannisters weren't
Boltons?
there.
Yeah.
The Boltons.
No, she's talking about Lannister.
Oh,
I'm talking about
okay, right.
Riverrun. Yeah, the Lannisters. But he didn't know that the Lannisters were there at the time. So actually, he wasn't being sneaky. Because as I say, she's either walking on. I don't know.
That's true.
And another thing that's concerning is like I don't know how many wildlings they have, but they have 62 like men confirmed, and however many, maybe hundreds of others.
There's like 2,000
Lannisters-
wildlings.
The Lannisters
Yeah.
said that they just sent 8,000 people. So they have 8,000
To freaking
Lannisters.
Riverrun, which isn't
yeah.
that consequential, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they have 1-1. 1-1 is worth like
That's true.
1-1 versus the 8,000 Lannisters would still be a one-sided fight in favor of 1-1.
Yeah. All he would have to do is just like lay on the ground and roll.
Just like defeat by somersaulting.
No, I just pictured
That's
like
a battle
rolling him,
tactic.
like
that
lay.
I,
just like
I
log
want to
rolling.
see.
See, like that would be like my skill. Let's be real. If I were a giant, I'd just be like, let's do this. Snorlax some people. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who Sansa's writing the letter to. I think we're supposed to think that it's Littlefinger, but
I just can't think who else it would be.
Just
unless-
for funsies, let's brainstorm. Like, okay, so it could be Littlefinger.
I guess she could be sending it to the Blackfish, but she's already sent Brienne down that way, so... I mean, I guess the letter will get there faster, so
Yeah.
it could be Blackfish. I still think Littlefinger is the most likely.
And I think with the Blackfish too, like, what is she gonna say? That we're coming to help? And the letter could easily be intercepted by all of the troops outside. So, I don't know if that would be a practical thing to do.
yeah.
But
What if she's sending it to someone in King's Landing?
What if it was Cersei? That would be kind of like ballsy of Sansa, you know?
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
was just
hey,
thinking.
we've had our differences, but like
Like-
the Boltons are like the bigger evil here.
I mean,
And you
my
guys haven't
like
thought of that.
ideal crack theory that I know isn't true is that she's sending it to Highgarden, but I know that's not true.
yeah, I don't know.
They probably wouldn't do anything.
I don't know. Highgarden, they might have some interesting stuff coming up. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're too big of a place to not have some sort of part.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
and the
We haven't even
Lannisters
seen
have kind
Highgarden
of
in the show yet, have we?
Not in the books either, though. So
Yeah.
the Lannisters have kind of scorned them too. You know, like
Yeah.
Olenna said, because Cersei's like, we need to bond together, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. Olenna's just flat out like, you smiled at me when my granddaughter and grandson were taken from me. You can tell she's just not. She's done.
not
with it.
having it.
So,
Yeah.
I
Well, I
kind of
mean-
want to see.
The Tyrells have actually like it's kind of interesting if you sit back and think about it because they have the biggest army, they have the biggest navy, but for like since Robert's Rebellion, they've been kept out of King's Landing politics. They didn't have anyone on the small council. They didn't have like
It's
anyone.
also
So they've been getting kind of the shaft from the crown for a while now.
it's also implied that they're very financially stable too. Like they have a lot of money. So it's like you have this.
They're like the
powerful-
breadbasket region.
Yeah, they are. You have a stable, well-powered. They're good. They're ripe for doing something, and I want to see what it is.
Speaking of places that are stable and well-powered, or maybe the very opposite of that,
Thomas
we
is
saw
way
some Iron
serious.
Islands.
What a transition!
Yeah.
Woo!
But we didn't see any Iron Islands. We saw
Iron Islanders.
Islanders.
Yes.
At Volantis.
Yeah, there was a Yara giving the least affectionate pep talk ever. I really don't like Yara.
We-
in the show.
I
like
really
her.
like Yara.
We're okay with it.
I see. The thing is,
But Theon's like my baby, and I want to like feed him chicken noodle soup and wrap blankets around him, and I'm just like, you don't talk to him like that. He's been through a lot. You shut up, woman.
you know, I think though, like, and it's kind of, I think what Benioff was saying at the whole like recap
Oh,
thing.
yeah, and the recap.
Like they're Viking people. They need
Yeah.
that tough love. They need, and I think that almost in a way, her saying that is like breaking Theon and making him realize, like, yes, this is my home. This is my family. This is who I am. This is how I can help. Maybe it's not. You know, you don't want to hear like if you're too upset to deal with this, go kill yourself. But like, it's kind of what he needed, you know, in
Nah, I
that
just
sort
want
of
to spirit
situation.
him away
I
from
think there was-
everything.
I mean, I feel like it was just a more of a metaphorical thing. Like, she wasn't
Yeah,
telling him
yeah.
to kill himself. She was just saying, like, if you're so broken that you feel like you can't do this, then why are you here?
It's basically the whole like you're basically already dead at that point. Then.
This season is definitely like Theon becoming himself after Reek, but this isn't Theon becoming like his Stark Ward version of himself. This is
No.
Theon becoming an Iron
I don't know,
Islander.
it really-
Exactly.
To me, what
Coddling him
actually-
isn't the way to do it. That's
What-
not what he needs for that.
Mhm.
What bugs me about it though is that it's not really Theon doing it for Theon. It's Theon doing it because Yara's haranguing him about it, and I don't like that.
She's not.
She convinced him to do it for Theon, though. Like she talked to
I
him,
think
but it's
that
not like
his
he exists in a
sister-
bubble.
I
It's
just
one
like
of-
him so much better than I like almost any other
Because-
character except for Sansa. So I don't like anyone talking bad to him, and I don't care that she's not really talking bad to him. Also, I don't understand. I just don't like her. I'm disappointed.
She's just
She was so much
butthurt
more
about
interesting in the books. Normally, I don't get butthurt about book to show stuff, but Yara's way more interesting in the books.
No, I like Yara. I think she's a badass. I think that she.
See, that's the other thing I think that's boring about her. Is
See,
there's a
but,
billion badasses.
Okay,
and
but
she's
there is a
boring.
difference in badasses, though. It's not. She's not like a Katniss Everdeen badass. She's a badass in like. I don't know.
She's
she
a
feels.
Katniss.
No, she's not.
bordering on
I don't think she
Katniss.
is.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think so.
that's-
She doesn't
You got, like,
fall
3
into that
against 1
category.
here.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm right.
That's Taylor's
Oh
general
man,
attitude about
Taylor just
everything.
totally confirmed like Redditor status. Like we
I
get a
don't
little-
care. I'm right.
I don't care. I'm right. No,
Put that in
I
quotes on the bottom.
totally disagree. It's gonna be 3 against 1. I think Yara is representative of everything that her nation, or,
Yes.
you know, like I think that she's good. I think she's a good sister. I think she loves her brother. I think she's intuitive and knows what he needs. I think that he shouldn't be babied. You know, and like in real life, yeah, if my family member was going through anything as horrible as that situation, I would never say that. None of us would ever say that. But this isn't real life.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Also, if your family member was a Viking, that would be so cool.
Huh?
Like, if your family member was a Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will end with I think the biggest moment. Of this
Most
episode.
shocking, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it happened, I was in total denial. I was like, this is a dream or something. It's made up. It's not
Yeah,
real.
I was waiting for like something to happen that, you know, like it's some old switcheroo, like we see the old woman who's then the waif who stabs Arya, but then no, Arya's the waif and the one who got just stabbed is Arya. I was waiting for some like
I think
face
that-
changer.
I saw that old
switcheroo.
woman. I was like, who is this lady? I didn't say lady. I was like, who is this lady?
I was just like, Arya, I just kind of expected better of her. You know, like, she knows that the faceless people, like,
are gonna be hunting her
are going
down.
to be hunting her. She knows that they aren't
And
going
she's
to look
just
like
like,
what she expects.
And she
And
was
this creepy lady just walks up to her all smiling, and Arya's just like, hey, old woman, how's it going?
Yeah.
Like, come
pretty
on.
dumb.
I
Pretty
mean,
dumb.
I don't know. I know she's not gonna die because if she dies, then
We see her in the next preview,
We see
like
her in the next
flying over a
preview,
building or
so-
something. So
What?
Well,
We
yeah,
did?
no,
Yeah.
there's. I mean, it was an Arya-shaped person jumping off like a balcony or something.
Oh,
so
I did not
presumably
even
it's
think
Arya.
that it was Arya.
And
It
it's
looked like a
Bran,
man to me.
Well, I
in the
mean,
future.
I thought of something. Plot twist. The waif kills Arya, takes her face, and takes the place of Arya, and now the waif is Arya and returns to Westeros.
that's either the best or worst theory ever.
That would make me so mad.
That'd be so dumb. I hope that doesn't happen. But
No,
Arya-
that's
Alright,
gonna be
here
so
first,
dumb.
okay?
It's almost.
This is like breaking news right
No,
now.
honestly,
guys.
no. That's like one that's like a theory that's like so dumb it would almost be awesome
like,
if it happened.
imagine her meeting up with Jon, and Jon's just like, what happened to your face? Like, why do you hold it like that?
Why are you just like so just dull? Like,
Yeah, I would say she'd have like RBS
You
so
think she'll
bad.
start doing the hair like the
Just
way?
it's just Arya's face, but with like resting bitch face and middle parted hair.
Yes.
Oh man, okay.
But like for real, I'm worried.
But for real, I'm worried.
So one thing that we kind of talked about a little
Honestly,
bit was,
I'm just gonna be mad because that was screen time that could have gone to literally anything else instead of her training montages if she's just gonna die.
You know,
I don't
yeah,
think she'll
maybe.
die.
I don't
But
think she's gonna
I'm
die.
scared.
I don't think she's gonna die.
What were you gonna say? You would have thought.
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking a little bit about how people in Atlantis were just kind of like looking at her and not really helping
In
her.
Bravos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bravos,
Bravos.
sorry.
That was very surreal.
It was kind of surreal. I think personally that's just because like they're like, oh, the faceless men got her, don't touch them, you know, because it's like
Yeah.
kind of the local mafia.
I don't know,
But-
though it did remind me of like scenes I've seen in some horror movies. Like there was one actually plugging myself, reviews on Hexflix, where there's a whole scene where this woman is bloodied and carrying an axe and running through this, or like walking through the street and no one notices. So I really want to know what the heck was up with that because that was weird.
Well, that
Yeah.
sometimes just happens too. Like humans have a really weird like psychological response to
Mhm.
violence sometimes, where we're just like, someone should help them, but it's not going to
It's
be
not gonna be
me,
me,
Yeah.
you
like
know?
a bystander
So
effect
it could
kind
be
of
something
thing.
like that too.
It did
yeah.
add to this surreal, and I think that it reminded me of the Red Wedding a little bit. This sounds weird, not like in what happened, but I think
mean,
that stuff
I
seems
didn't know what happened.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
some stabbing.
in
Yeah.
the stomach.
Nick Kroll sends his regards.
But what it reminded me of
No, it's like
is just like
We talked about
Okay.
the way that was shot, I guess, because when stuff happens very quickly and without much dialogue, you're kind of more taken aback by what is happening, and it
Yeah.
seems surreal. And it was very much that same feel in the Red Wedding. It's just all of a sudden, not a lot of dialogue, just stab, 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 everybody killed, and it feels very like, is this really actually happening? Did they do this? And it had that kind of feel to it. So.
And then when she was in the water, Thomas was like, or someone asked, is that salt water or fresh water?
It was Thomas.
And then
Yeah.
someone said salt water, and Thomas was like, ooh.
Yeah, that would hurt.
that would hurt.
That's
It's
most
most
likely
likely
putting
filled-
salt in the wound.
Also,
Yeah.
most likely filled with like feces and stuff because of.
Don't, let's not
Andrew's
think
a
about
You're
Just
on
talking
camera.
Feces over there, like
Yeah.
please ignore him.
Yeah, he's not even doing it for the show. He's just talking about things. Like,
He has a
I don't know what's going on.
Jess, I'm sorry.
With what? Oh yeah, just for me having to deal with it.
Andrew.
Okay. I was.
I love you, Andrew.
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I would say solid episode,
Yeah.
good filler, stuff happened, nothing crazy. But next episode looks like a crazy episode.
I think that season 6 is gonna be my favorite season to like throw in the DVDs and watch it straight because Oh, it's
Andrew has
Andrew
requested
has
a
hat.
tinfoil hat.
What are you doing?
What are you
Oh.
doing?
Oh,
What is
you have
happening?
a white shirt. You can't be on camera,
Okay.
Andrew.
I'm gonna be over here though. Okay, new favorite
I
fan
don't
theory.
even think you're
Just-
in the shot.
Okay, that's fine. New favorite fan theory just read on Reddit. Pre-E McShane dying. Him and the Hound were building rocket ships filled with chickens to go to space to avoid the White Walkers.
I mean, honestly, I think that's a good thing.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
We got it.
Rocket
just
ship
like-
to go to
So,
space.
do you think that they're going to bring the ape people of Bear Island? And maybe they picked up the pieces of Cersei's hair and like wrapped it around the ship. I don't even know.
They make a crown out of it.
It's
Yes.
all
The
to
apes.
build a
Yes.
castle for our King Rickon on Mars.
And maybe they can bring Theon and they can be nice to him and give him
Can we make the
cuddles
title
and
of the
kittens.
episode like that? Like, rocket ship to space filled with chicken and 8 people from Bear Island.
Yeah. I mean, that seems.
I feel like
Might
we
as
probably
well.
shouldn't do that.
We're gonna lose credibility
Anyway,
so
so
fast.
I feel like to end this episode, we should do it the way we wanted to end at last episode by blowing the light out.
Not, we weren't in the last episode, so what are you talking about? Oh, I get what you're saying. With
Like,
Arya,
Arya
and
blowing
then
the
She's
they,
candle
catching up. She's catching
Like,
up.
I guess
Sorry,
that's
we're
good
a
in
little
theory,
behind.
but do you have like a little Dumbledore thing? Because I don't know
yeah,
how to
like how
blow
you
your house like
Are you just gonna start like knocking over all of our lighting equipment, like pulling
I
the
was just
ceiling
gonna like
fans
have us
down?
blow and then like. We
Thomas
just
is
cut
like,
the
why are you
black.
guys taking this so literally?
We'll blow on the tinfoil hat.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
not
Be
gonna
sure
do
to check us out on Facebook, check out our website, it's cool. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter. We have lots of things. Oh,
Yeah.
we have a Twitch, and I think that wraps us up.
Yeah, see you next week for the Iron Couch.
Kit Harington, or as you probably know him, Jon
Jon
Snow. That just sounds sad when I said it. Just the, yeah, really sad northern British accent. Okay.